Hi, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello there, I am Toastmaster Uditha Weerasinghe, the Charter and the current Vice President Public Relations of Central Colombo Toastmasters Club.
Well, Toastmaster Uditha, as VP PR, I believe you know a thing or two about communication. So, today we are going to be talking about effective communication. So, it seems like a loaded word. What is effective communication, Toastmaster Uditha?
Well, to understand effective communication, you need to first understand what communication is. Now, you can define communication simply as the exchange of information. But to make that information exchange really effective communication in sense, you need to convey or understand the emotions and intentions behind the communication. In a speaking sense, this can be achieved using a combination of verbal and non-verbal cues. These cues can even act as modifiers which completely can alter the meaning of what you say. For example, someone can say, "Oh, you like cheesecake?" Oh, you can say, "Oh, you like cheesecake?" See the difference? You get my point. Now, verbal and non-verbal cues can include vocal variety, physical gestures, and even facial expressions. But effective communication isn't limited to the spoken word. It even includes writing and listening. It's really that important to have a sense of the emotions behind whatever idea that needs to be communicated.
Well, Toastmaster Uditha, I believe that is an excellent answer to a difficult question. But then, since you've done such a thorough explanation of what it really is, could you tell us what the pros are of knowing all of these methods of effective communication?
Okay, to answer that, let's take an ideal world. Now, in an ideal world, there's no misunderstanding. Everything that you say will be perfectly understood by everyone, and you will also understand everything that is said to you perfectly. But we all know that reality is completely different from the ideal world, which means you misunderstand a lot, and you will be misunderstood as well. So the ideas that you communicate will be misunderstood, and the ideas that are communicated to you, you will misunderstand. However, if you are good at effective communication, the odds of you being misunderstood or you are misunderstanding what is being said to you reduce drastically. Which means you will get more things done, you will have better relationships with the people you interact with, and in general, your life will be that much easier. It can even help you stay out of trouble too.
Well, Toastmaster Uditha, you've done an excellent job of explaining what effective communication is and what normal communication would be. Would you mind giving us a more elaborate example of the difference between the two?
Okay, I think I gave an example before, but that was more towards using effective communication in two different ways to give two different meanings to the same set of words. Let's look at an example of effective and not so effective communication. So, for example, I could just blatantly say, "I like cheesecake." Or I could say, "I like cheesecake." You get the difference. Now, that was more of a positive answer. You can also switch over to something negative. Could be like, "If you do that, I will punch you." Or I could say, "If you do that, I will punch you." That's effective communication.
Well, Toastmasters, Uditha, you've given us wonderful examples of how effective communication should be used by us. But you are a veteran Toastmaster. Where in Toastmasters did you have to use effective communication?
Okay, so I usually like to think of Toastmasters as a place to practice or learn effective communication. So I can safely say that I've tried out various techniques of effective communication to various degrees of success in Toastmasters, and I've given various ideas across using various techniques at Toastmasters. But if you ask me to pinpoint an instance where knowing effective communication helped me out at Toastmasters, maybe the first thing that I would go to would be competitions. Like, we have the international speech contest, the humorous speech contest, evaluations contests, table topics, and these are all good platforms to showcase your skill in effective communication. But I think I'll be failing in my duty if I don't mention something like networking. Because in Toastmasters, you need different people from different backgrounds. Now, we at Center Colombo are a community club. So we have people coming in from various backgrounds, people who do various things for a living. So to get your ideas across to multiple people from multiple different cultures, you need to be really good at effective communication. Now, even if you are in a corporate club, it would be beneficial to cultivate effective communication, because otherwise you wouldn't get your ideas across to your peers or your superiors or even your juniors in quite a good way. So in Toastmasters, that would be how effective communication would be used.
Toastmaster Uditha, how does true effective communication translate in life? I understand that it's good for a professional or competitive setting, but what about real life?
Now, of course, most of our club is comprised of the young adults starting out to getting on with life. So, as early 20-year-olds, maybe late teenagers, we have this issue where we have to still ask permission from our parents. Now, that is a table topic right there. Impromptu speaking, effective communication. You ask your mother for permission, you ask your father for money. That's all effective communication. Also, even if you are going public transport, even asking the bus conductor for change, that also belongs to effective communication. So, there are multiple different examples that I can give you about effective communication in real life. You can't pinpoint one separate instance. It's always important to practice effective communication.
Well, Toastmaster Uditha, my final question for you today. Toastmaster Uditha, is public speaking the only platform where you can use effective communication?
Oh no, there are many more platforms which you can use effective communication in. Say, for example, blogging, writing articles, taking newsletters, all of those writing skills, you need effective communication, because if you don't have effective communication in your writing, your reader won't get the idea which you're trying to convey in the correct sense. So writing, listening, and public speaking are all aspects where you need effective communication.
Well, Toastmaster Uditha, thank you very much for your wonderful explanation as to what effective communication is. We sincerely hope and wish best for your future. We hope to see you around.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching this video, which was done by the Central Colombo Toastmasters Club. To find out more on becoming an effective communicator and a better leader, do follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And you are most welcome joining on our meetings at Central Colombo Toastmasters Club, where leaders are made.